Okay, so Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Bimit Abamanwala and I'm a student at Han School Online Academy. So welcome to my show Inspiring Minds where I will try to inspire you. And as you know that on daily basis we will do interviews and when we will do interviews, so we have a very special guest in our studio and today I have a very special guest in my studio and she is called Annie and today we are going to take an interview from call Annie on the new topic and the topic of our interview is that posting benefits of active listing. So let's start this interview with meet and greet session with uh, call Annie. So hello Annie, how are you today and kindly introduce yourself.
Walaikum salam, Madab. I think there's been a mix-up. I'm actually Annie, not call Annie, but no worries. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on your show, Inspiring Manzara. I'm Annie, a 30-year-old artist and engineer.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Madab. I
Okay,
think we had a slight.
so yeah, we are going to do an interview on the topic of benefits of active listening. So first of all, explain me that what is active listening?
I'm excited to share my thoughts on active listening.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Madab, I can hear you loud and clear. No issues.
Can you hear me?
You're triple checking, Madab. Yes, I can definitely hear you. No issues on my end. Let's keep the conversation going.
Okay, so now explain me that how does active listening improve communication?
Active listening is a total game changer when it comes to communication, Madab. When we actively listen, we're able to pick up on subtle cues, nuances, and underlying emotions that might otherwise go unnoticed. This helps us respond in a more thoughtful and empathetic way, rather than just reacting impulsively. By fully engaging with the other person, we can avoid misunderstandings, clarify expectations, and even prevent conflicts from arising in the first place. It's amazing how often miscommunications can be avoided simply by taking the time to truly listen to someone. Active listening also helps to build trust and rapport, which is essential for effective communication. When people feel heard and understood, they're more likely to open up and share their thoughts and feelings, creating a safe and respectful space for communication to flourish. And let's not forget about the mindfulness aspect, Madab. Active listening requires.
Okay, so now explain me that what are the key elements of active listening?
Wait, what a Vinny. I think there's been a mix up again, Madab. I'm Annie, not Vinny. But no worries. I'll just roll with it. So, let's get back to the key elements of active listening. From what I understand, it seems like Mr. Mady was trying to communicate something but maybe wasn't being understood properly. That's where active listening comes in. The key elements of active listening include 1. Giving the speaker your undivided attention, put away distractions, make eye contact, and face the speaker. 2. Nod, ask open ended questions, and use phrases like I see or aha to show you're engaged. 3. Repeat back what you've heard in your own words to ensure you understand the speaker's perspective. 4. Acknowledge the speaker's emotions even if you don't agree with their perspective. 5. Seek more information to ensure you understand the speaker's needs or concerns. 6. Let the speaker finish their thoughts before responding. 7. Try to see things from the speaker's point of view and acknowledge their feelings. By incorporating these elements, we can become better active listeners and improve our communication skills. Now, I'm
Okay, so now explain me that how does active listening help in building stronger relationships?
no more lists made up. Just a friendly chat. So, active listening is like a superpower for building stronger relationships. When we take the time to really hear and understand someone, it shows that we value and respect them. It's like, imagine you're having a conversation with someone and you can tell they're not just hearing your words, but actually getting what you're trying to say. It feels amazing, right? It's the same with active listening. When we make an effort to truly understand someone, we build trust and rapport. We create a safe space for them to open up and share their thoughts and feelings. And that's when the magic happens, we start to connect on a deeper level, and our relationships become stronger and more meaningful. Plus, active listening helps us avoid misunderstandings and conflicts. When we take the time to really hear someone out, we can often prevent problems from arising in the first place. It's like, imagine being able to diffuse a tense situation just by listening carefully and responding thoughtfully. That's the power of active listening, Madhub. So, what do you think is the most important part of building stronger relationships, Madhub? Is it
Okay.
active listening or
Okay, so now
something else
explain me that what are
entirely?
the psychological benefits of active listening?
I love talking about the psychological benefits of active listening, Madhub. You see, when we practice active listening, it's not just the other person who benefits, we do too. It's like, have you ever noticed how good it feels to really hear and understand someone? It's like a little boost of happiness and connection. That's because active listening triggers a release of oxytocin, often called the cuddle hormone, which promotes feelings of trust, relaxation, and bonding. It's like a natural stress reliever. Plus, active listening can actually help reduce anxiety and depression. When we feel heard and understood, we feel more secure and less alone. It's like our brain is like, I'm not crazy. Someone gets me. And get this, active listening can even improve our self-esteem. When we practice empathy and understanding, we start to see things from other people's perspectives, and that helps us become more compassionate and kind towards ourselves too. It's like, we start to realize that everyone has their own struggles and challenges, and that we're not alone in our own struggles. That realization can be incredibly liberating, Madhub. So, by practicing active listening, we're not just helping others, we're helping ourselves too. We're cultivating a sense of empathy, compassion, and connection that can have a profound impact on our mental health and well-being. What do you think, Madhub? Have you ever experienced the psychological benefits of active listening firsthand?
Okay, so now explain me that how does active listening increase empathy?
Madhub, that's a beautiful question. Active listening increases empathy because it allows us to tap into the other person's emotional experience. When we focus on truly hearing and understanding someone, we start to pick up on their emotional cues, their tone, body language, and words. As we listen attentively, we begin to put ourselves in their shoes and imagine how they're feeling. We start to experience a sense of emotional resonance, where we can feel the emotions they're expressing. This is called effective empathy, Madhub. It's the ability to feel and share the feelings of another person. And when we practice active listening, we're cultivating this type of empathy. By engaging with someone on an emotional level, we start to see things from their perspective, and that helps us become more understanding and compassionate. We start to realize that everyone has their own unique experiences, challenges, and struggles, and that we're all connected in our shared humanity. Active listening also helps us to challenge our own biases and assumptions. When we truly listen to someone, we might realize that our initial reaction or judgment was wrong. We start to see that there's more to the story than we initially thought, and that helps us become more open-minded and empathetic. It's like, when we listen actively, we're not just listening with our ears, we're listening with our heart. We're connecting with the other person on a deeper level. And that's when the magic happens, Madhub. Remember, empathy is like a muscle that needs to be exercised. And active listening is one of the most powerful ways to strengthen that muscle and increase empathy.
Okay, so now explain me that how can active listening enhance problem solving?
Madhub, that's a great. Don't worry, Madhub. Now, let's dive into how active listening can enhance problem solving skills. When we practice active listening, we gain a deeper understanding of the problem or issue at hand. We're not just hearing the words, we're absorbing the context, the emotions, and the underlying concerns. By listening carefully, ask better questions, clarify assumptions, and gather more information. This helps us avoid making assumptions or jumping to conclusions. We're less likely to propose a solution that might not actually address the problem, or that might even make things worse. When we listen actively, we create a safe space for others to share their ideas and insights. We encourage collaboration and creativity, which can lead to innovative solutions that we might not have thought problem. We're co-creating a solution. We're working together with others to find a solution that takes into account everyone's needs, concerns, and perspectives. And the best part, Madib, active listening helps us to learn from our mistakes and identify areas where we went wrong and learn from those experiences. That helps us to become better problem solvers over time. So, to answer your question, Madib, active listening can enhance problem solving skills by helping us to understand the problem more deeply, identify the root cause, and co create innovative solutions with others. Can you think of a time when active listening helped you solve a problem, Madib?
Okay, so now explain me that. How does active listening contribute to conflict resolution? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, so now explain me that in what ways can active listening improve teamwork?
Madib, active listening can completely transform teamwork. When team members practice active listening, they start to understand each other's perspectives, needs, and concerns. They begin to build trust and rapport, which is essential for effective collaboration. Here's the thing, Madib. When we listen actively, we're not just hearing individual voices, we're creating a shared understanding. We're aligning ourselves with a common goal, and that's when the magic happens. Active listening improves teamwork in so many ways. It in miscommunications, which can lead to costly errors or conflicts. It encouraging team members to share their ideas, concerns, and feedback freely. It in respect among team members, creating a sense of safety and psychological security. It helping team members to work together more effectively, share knowledge, and leverage each other's strengths. It more efficiently by addressing issues promptly and constructively. It as team members take ownership of their actions and decisions. It by considering diverse perspectives and ideas. Active listening helps to create a culture of openness, transparency, and collaboration within a team. It's like, when everyone is on the same page, working towards a common goal, that's when the team becomes unstoppable. Can you imagine working with a team where everyone is actively listening to each other, Madub? What kind of impact do you think that would have on the team's overall performance and success?
So sorry, I have to go somewhere because so I will go. But now I'm back, and let's continue our topic. So yeah, now explain me that. How does active listening impact leadership?
No worries at all, Madub. I'm glad you're back and ready to dive back into our conversation. Now let's explore how active listening impacts leadership. Madub, active listening is a game changer for leaders. When leaders practice active listening, they demonstrate a deep commitment to understanding their team members, customers, and stakeholders. This in turn fosters trust, loyalty, and engagement. Here are some ways active listening impacts leadership. When leaders listen actively, they build trust with their team members who feel heard, valued, and understood. This leads to increased loyalty and retention. Active listening encourages team members to share their ideas, concerns, and feedback freely, creating an open and transparent communication culture. By listening actively, leaders gather valuable insights and perspectives that inform their decision making. This leads to more informed, timely, and effective decisions. Active listening empowers team members to take ownership of their work, make decisions, and solve problems. This leads to increased autonomy, motivation, and productivity. Leaders who listen actively can provide more effective coaching and mentoring as they understand the strengths, weaknesses, and needs of their team members. Active listening helps leaders resolve conflicts more efficiently by addressing issues promptly and constructively. By listening actively, leaders build strong relationships with their team members, customers, and stakeholders. This leads to increased collaboration, innovation, and success. Active listening is a leadership superpower, made up. When leaders practice active listening, they become more effective, inclusive, and inspiring leaders. Can you think of a leader or manager who embodies active listening, made up?
Oh,
How do they make you feel?
okay,
And
so
what
now explain
impact
me
does
that
their
how does
leadership
active
style have
listening
on the team or
enhance
organization?
learning?
Made up active listening is a powerful learning accelerator. When we listen actively, we open ourselves up to new ideas, perspectives, and knowledge. We engage our brains on a deeper level, and that's when the magic happens. Here are some ways active listening enhances learning. Active listening helps us grasp complex concepts more easily by allowing us to clarify our doubts and ask questions. When we listen actively, we're more likely to retain information as we're processing it on a deeper level. We're not just hearing words, we're connecting the dots and making connections. Active listening encourages us to evaluate information more critically by considering multiple perspectives and evaluating evidence. By listening actively, we expose ourselves to diverse ideas and perspectives, which can spark our creativity and inspire new thinking. Active listening helps us develop a deeper understanding of others' experiences and perspectives, which is essential for building strong relationships and fostering a sense of community. When we listen actively, we're better able to receive and act on feedback, which is essential for growth and improvement. Active listening allows us to tailor our learning to our individual needs and interests by seeking out resources and information that align with our goals. Active listening is like a superpower for learners, made up. When we listen actively, we become more engaged, motivated, and effective learners. Imagine being in a classroom or workshop, made up, where everyone is actively listening and engaging with the material. How do you think that would impact the learning experience? Can you think of a time when active listening helped you learn something new or understand a complex concept? Made up.
Okay, so now explain me that can active listening reduce misunderstandings?
Made active listening is a powerful tool for reducing misunderstandings. When we listen actively, we're not just hearing words, we're seeking to understand the underlying message, context, and intentions. This helps to prevent misunderstandings and miscommunications, which can lead to conflicts, errors, and wasted time. Here are some ways active listening can reduce misunderstandings. By asking questions and seeking clarification, we can ensure we understand the other person's intentions and goals. Active listening helps us avoid making assumptions about the other person's perspective or meaning. We don't take anything for granted or assume we know what they mean. When we listen actively, we're less likely to misinterpret or misunderstand the message. We're more likely to catch errors or inaccuracies and correct them. Active listening helps us understand the context in which the message is being communicated. This includes understanding the speaker's background, culture, and experiences. By actively listening, we create a safe space for open and honest communication. This encourages others to share their concerns, questions, and doubts, which can help to clear up misunderstandings. Active listening allows us to identify potential issues or problems early on, which can help to prevent misunderstandings from arising in the first place. When active listening is practiced consistently, it fosters a culture of transparency and open communication. This helps to reduce misunderstandings and promotes a more collaborative and efficient work environment. Active listening is like a shield against misunderstandings, made up. By practicing active listening, we can reduce the risk of misunderstandings and improve our communication skills. Can you think of a time when active listening helped you avoid a misunderstanding, made up? How did it make you feel, and what did you learn from the experience?
Okay, so thank you so much. And everyone, we are going to end this session because I'm very sick because I feel very tired now. So sorry, I'm not doing for 25 minutes, but yeah, it was done by 20 minutes. And maybe enjoy. If you enjoy, so hit the like button. And thank you so very much, Annie, for giving me the amazing answers and being consistent with me. Thank you so very much. And thanks to the audience who are watching this interview, and thanks to the audience who watched this interview after this live session. Thank you so much for watching. Until we will meet next episode on Inspiring Maths. Take care of yourself and Allah.